Hello and welcome all my dear students. How have you been? I am Rohan sir from Mahdi English Medium School. Once again, I welcome you all in the science lecture. Dear students, I hope that you are waiting for this lecture because you might be knowing that in the previous lecture we have completed almost 80% of our chapter number 13, in which you got the detail, a whole lot of detail with the pictures about our solar system. You got to know few fact files. We understood few queries. We solved it, which was very much necessary for you to keep the knowledge for. Also, we gathered a lot of knowledge about moon, phases of moon, and also we solved a short exercise which contained true or false and circle the odd one. My dear students, I hope that you have been watching all the lectures regularly. I don't have to ask this to the students who are sending me the work regularly. Why? Because if they are sending me the work date wise regularly, that is only possible if they are watching all the lectures. Now, those who are sending the work fortnightly or alternative days, they are also regular for me because if not today, at least tomorrow they are watching the lectures and they are watching it in the proper sequence. So, students, it is my humble request. Don't wait for one whole week and then watch the lectures all together. This is not going to be helpful to you. See, say for an example, one day if you eat the food for all the remaining 5 days, is it convenient for your body? The same thing happens with the knowledge. Every day, if you just pick up the speck of the knowledge and you gathered it, it will be one day a good amount of knowledge in your mind. But for whole week, just at the weekends when you watch the lecture, it will be tiresome and it will be boresome for you. So please make sure you watch all the lectures thoroughly, properly, and regularly. Now the question will arise, what are we going to do today? So students, we are going to continue with the discussion of chapter number 13, and also we will solve few objectives at the end for this chapter. So you should have pencil in your hand, and those who are solving in the rough book, they should keep the rough books ready. Just when I say to give the heading, they have to give the heading. I hope that you will write the questions from the PDF file of your textbook. So let's get started with today's lecture. I hope that you are ready with page number 131, where we solved a short exercise. So here is your textbook. My dear students, in the previous lecture, we have understood this topic of moon. We got to know that the moon is the satellite of our planet Earth. We also got to know that moon does not has the flat surface. Rather, it has very haphazard surface containing the mountains and the craters. We got to know that what is satellite. We also got to know what is craters. We even saw the picture of the craters. We even understood the detailed knowledge we had about what is the craters on the moon. And then I even showed you the picture of Neil Armstrong and his picture on the moon, the original picture. And I hope that you further, after watching the lecture, have searched on the internet, saw the video. I hope that you have put the efforts from your side as well. And then we saw the phases of the moon. We understood that what is the phases of moon. And now I hope you don't call any moon short size or long size. Moon is of the same size. It's just that its appearance changes because Earth goes around the sun in the same way moon goes around the Earth. So this happens that not all the parts of the Earth will observe the same size of the moon at the same time. So these are the phases of the moon, right? So, and you even Now know that this changes happens in the 29 days. That means near in the 1 month this changes happens. Then we solved this exercise 2 questions, and I hope that now you have written the answers and even the question of this exercise. So now let us continue with the topic stars. Before starting this topic in the previous lecture, lastly I displayed one picture of the sun and our earth in which you saw that sun is so big that even the flames coming out from the sun is bigger than the size of the earth. Right? I'd like to show you that picture once again. So my dear students, here is the earth and this is the sun. Not even the half of the picture of sun is displayed. Still you see how specked the earth looks like. Correct? It is not even bigger than the size of the earrings the girls wear in their ears. Or I should say not even the size of our nail. Just compare and just see the flames coming out of the sun. This is also the picture taken far away from the sun. Still the flames are like very huge. So just imagine how big the burning star our sun is. So I hope that you enjoyed and you have tried to search some of the theories on your own from the internet. So let us continue with the topic stars. Like the sun, stars are also huge balls of fire. They appear as tiny dots of light because they are very far away from us. The sun is also a star. It is the star closest to the earth. Now you see, my dear students, when you see the stars at the night time, they are just the twinkling stars, and we even have the poem, the rhyme in our nursery. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Now you don't have to wonder what the stars are because now you know that stars are the burning balls of fire. Now never ever say that twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are. Now you should not wonder what it is. It is the burning balls. So better not to harass the stars, right? Jokes apart. So now as you know that the stars are the huge balls. See students, sun seemed to be the biggest star. But like I said, I'd like to repeat the same thing that sun is the biggest star. But in our galaxy Milky Way, out there in the space, there are millions of different other galaxies where the stars are 10 times or 100 times bigger than the sun. This is true. I am not just beating around the bushes. You can even Google it, you can search it. I have seen many videos and I was just captivated. I was just spellbound by watching the videos. I just watched the videos continuously for half an hour. I will try to display a few pictures in the next lecture for you. You will see that like Earth is in the size for the sun. Similarly, our sun is in the size for the other stars present in the galaxy. Sun is nothing in the size if we compare the other stars which are very, I should say more than very away from our planet. So this is how the space is. The more you know, the less you know. So more is less and the less is more. This is what the theory works here. So the sun is also a star. It is the closest star to our earth. That is why it appears to be the biggest one. Yes, in our family of Milky Way galaxy, sun indeed is the biggest star. But the other stars are not small. Just imagine when I say that the other stars are bigger than the sun. And you must have seen the shooting star, you must have seen the meteors, that means burning star falling on the earth. Just imagine that other stars, when it is in the original size and when it falls on the earth, what will happen? Not even for a second, earth will remain. The existence of the earth will vanish. So this is how complicated our galaxy is. It's just that we are living very happily on the earth. To look at the moon and the stars in the night sky, we use an instrument called the telescope. A telescope helps us to see far off objects such as stars, the moon, and the planets clearly. So, telescope is the instrument with the help of which, by sitting at your home at night time, you can see the moon, its surface, stars, and many more things. Here is the picture of telescope, original picture. Now you can see here the meteor, the shooting star. Star is burning and falling. So with the help of telescope, you can see all these objects very clearly. Like if you have the glasses, if you are wearing the glasses, that means spectacles of number. If you remove that, you cannot see what teacher has written on the board from the last bench. The moment you wear it, everything is high definition, HD picture, right? Similarly is for the stars. Just with your naked eyes, even wearing your number glasses, you cannot see the stars, the moon and its surface. But the moment you see those things from the telescope, everything is HD. This is how helpful this instrument is. So telescope is not only of one type, they are smaller, bigger, costlier, cheaper. They are not cheaper, but comparatively, different rates are there and the sizes of the telescopes are there respectively. Now here one fact is given, know your scientist. Now here Hans Lippershey was a Dutch who is believed to have invented telescope. This is the knowledge you should have, students. Lippershey used lenses to make his basic telescope and called his invention a kijker, meaning looker in the Dutch language. Lippershey was the first person to describe what a telescope is in his writings. Here you can see his picture with telescope because this is what he is known for. Okay, let's move further. Some stars appear to form a pattern or a shape in the sky. So, like when you are sleeping on the terrace, or just when you are sitting on the terrace during the night time, during the late nights with your cousins, with your friends, you must have observed the stars in its different shapes. Even in our childhood, we have tried to count the stars. It is different thing that by the time we count the stars which are in our sight, we feel very asleep. So this is even a good trick. When you don't feel sleepy, you can just try to count the stars. You will get tired at the end, you will fall asleep, but you cannot count all the stars. Even forget about the stars overall in the space, but the stars at your side, because stars are there everywhere in the space. So you cannot stop counting it, right? Anyways, now if you have observed the stars, they form the different patterns and different styles, different shapes they have. So they form the different patterns, different designs in the sky. If you connect those dots, right? Such patterns formed by the group of stars are called constellations. So the group of stars, when they form the different patterns, different designs, that is named constellation. This term you need to remember. It may be used in any objective or subjective part for the questions. The Great Bear and Orion are two constellations you could easily identify in the sky. Few constellations are such that it depends on how your perception is. But these two are very famous, well known, and are easily seen in the sky, in the night sky. You can easily identify, oh, this is the Great Bear and this is Orion. Orion means the hunter. Can you see the hunter is holding the instrument in the hand and is running? Its design is like that. and this is the great deer. And the design is such. That is why their names are such. Can you spot any of these in the night sky? So, children, when you were sleeping on a terrace, have you seen any of this? If not, now try to observe from your windows or from the terrace during the night time. Now, let us move towards page number 132. Astronomers. Astronomers are people who study the objects in the sky. They have identified many constellations. Some 1500 years ago, an Indian astronomer, Aryabhatta, explained that Earth is round and rotates on its axis. He also said that the moon has no light of its own but shines when lit by sunlight. So Aryabhatta is very famous, well known with the goodwill, and is known as a great astronomer of history. And here it is said that before 1500 years, he already said that what is the shape of the earth and moon does not has its own light, which now the scientists have the evidence for. Bhaskara and Varahamihira were two other great Indian astronomers of ancient India along with the Aryabhatta. Galileo, an Italian, and Johannes Kepler, a German, are other famous astronomers. So these are the names you might have seen, you might have read in many books. You might have heard these names from the teachers of your previous classes or from your brothers or sisters or from anywhere, because these names are very famous and well known astronomers. Madhava of Sangamagrama was an Indian mathematician astronomer of the Middle Ages. He was from the town of Sangamagrama in Kerala and is known to be the founder of Kerala School of Astronomy and Mathematics. Now students, take your rough book, give the heading keywords. You have to write these keywords one time. I will read it two times. I hope that you are ready with your rough book. Let's get started with the keywords. Planets. Planets are round objects that moves around the sun in a fixed path called orbit. I hope students you have started writing this. Planets. Planets are round objects that move around the sun in a fixed path called orbit. So you know what planet is, we have understood, we even read and have understood the definition for the same. So I am just giving you to write this two times. I will just read it two times and I have just given you to write this one time now so that you will have the proper recall for these definitions. Astronomers. People who study objects in the sky are called astronomers. I hope you are writing it with good handwriting. One more time. People who study objects in the sky are called astronomers. Number 3, constellations. Pattern formed by a group of stars in the sky are called constellations. Patterns formed by a group of stars in the sky are called constellations. Next is telescope. Please give the heading. I hope that you have written all these properly one time. An instrument that helps us see far off objects is called a telescope. I repeat, an instrument that helps us see far off objects is called telescope. Okay, my dear students, now it's the time to just read the summary points. Point 1. There are 8 planets in the solar system. The moon is the Earth's satellite and moves around the Earth. The surface of the moon has huge holes called craters. The shape of the moon seems to change every night. Astronomers study objects in the sky. Aryabhatta was a well-known astronomer of ancient India. Astronomers use telescopes to view objects in the sky. So there is no need to be explained because these all points and in very simple language just makes a short recall to us for the topics we have understood. Let us just solve the last objective question for the day for this lecture. So we are going to solve question 1, which is fill in the blanks with the correct words. Those who are having their textbooks will be able to solve this on the page number 133. Those who are not having, they will write just the answers in their rough books as we always do. Let's get started. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. Number 1. The earth goes around the sun in its dash. Options are orbit or track. I hope that you are trying to get the answer. These are very easy, believe me, if you have watched the lectures, by now you would have spoken the answer or have given the answer even though you are sitting at your home. So the earth goes around the sun in its answer is orbit. Okay. Number 2, the moon is the earth's dash. What is the moon for the earth? Telescope or satellite? So the answer is satellite. You know that the object which moves around the planet is the satellite of that planet, and so is the moon for the earth. Number 3, the holes on the moon are called dash. The holes on the moon are called dash. Okay students, I hope that you will try to solve it on your own. I will give you a couple of seconds. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So what are the holes on the surface of the moon called? Faces or craters? So here you can see this is the picture of craters on the moon. In any way, can we say these are the faces? No. These are the big holes on the surface of the moon. So here the craters are the holes on the surface of the moon. So craters is the answer. Number 4, the instrument that helps us to see far off objects is called dash. Microscope or telescope? Think about the answer. Your time starts now. Try to guess the correct answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Students, remember page number 131, in which Hans Lippershey, name of the scientist, was given. What did he invent? Microscope or telescope? Obviously, telescope. And with the help of telescope, we are able to see far off objects such as stars, moons, and the planets very clearly. And by displaying the picture of telescope, I even gave you the information that telescopes have the different prices of the different sizes. So telescope here is the answer. I hope that you too are writing the answers. Telescope. And the last, fill in the blanks. Dash is constellation. The Hunter or Aryabhata. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What is the answer, my dear students? The Hunter or the Aryabhata? So let me show you one more thing. Here you can see two pictures are given for the constellation. That means the group of the stars forming particular pattern, particular design. One is Great Bear, one is Orion. Now you will say that, sir, neither of the options are given, neither the Hunter nor the Aryabhata. But let me tell you, the Hunter is the name for the Orion. This is what I explained you, and this is what you will have to remember. So, what will be the answer? The Hunter. Let us write the answer. I hope that you too were writing the answers with me. So here, I hope that you enjoyed the lecture and solving fill in the blanks at the end. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Take care of your health, and please make sure that in the next lecture you be ready with your rough books, because perhaps after solving the objective question from the textbook, we will solve it from the worksheet. Have a nice day and goodbye.